What's up and welcome to the Closers Cafe. It is a little bit of a dreary Wednesday morning, October 8th. I've got a whole bunch of really cool stuff to share. And my hope is that you rip off and duplicate as much as is relevant to you in your business so you can use the ideas to generate yourself more conversations, generate more contracts, and ultimately more closed transactions. Speaking of closings, I won this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I just literally got the email for a settlement notice for 2 Wednesdays from now. I sold a 2-unit off market, and that settlement will be in 2 weeks. I think I have 2 in between there, at least 1, maybe 2. I don't know. Lots of good stuff happening. Do me a huge favor. In the comments, share 1 win from the last 24 hours and 1 thing you're going to do today to grow your business. 1 action you will take today to grow your business. I'm going to share a couple of wins and my action for the day. Win number 1 is I got 4 seller leads from the social post that I created and shared on the live stream yesterday. 4. Pretty good. For free. That was no ad or anything. 4. Number 2, I got an inbound cash offer motivated seller lead late last night, and I called and texted this morning, and he is going to call me at 9 a.m. I think he's on break at work at 9, and he's going to give me a call around then. And if you're here with me, you'll hear and see that conversation with, what is his name? His name is Nick. My action, what I'm committing to today is to get my follow-ups out to the seller leads that have looked at their home value dashboard from the email that was scheduled and went out yesterday. So I'm gonna spend the first half hour or so on following up, continuing conversations. Time permitting, I'm going to do another social post to generate more free organic leads. I'm going to post about a property, a 2-unit that I just sold, and I'll show you how I create the graphic and how I'm posting that, etc. Do me a huge favor. Please like, subscribe, and share. Turn on notifications so you don't miss these live sessions. And please comment below 1 win from the last 24 hours and 1 action, 1 thing you're committed to today to grow your business. Charla. I always forget if it's Charla or Charla. I think it's Charla. I'm closing 1 this month, and I'm prospecting for a 3rd quarter listing. I love it. I love it. What I would challenge you is commit to what does that look like? Meaning, what specific action for prospecting for a 3rd quarter listing are you taking, right? Like how many contacts are you going to reach out to make that happen? Okay, I'm going to start with this. If you are not using iList in your business and you want more listings, you're just being a silly goose. You're just being a silly goose. You should be using iList. You should grab your free. I'm going to put this in the comments. Grab your free. It's also in the description above or below this video. Trial with iList grab your trial. And this is going to be a short little masterclass on how to actually use the cool tool to generate yourself more business. Yesterday, I sent out an email to all of the contacts in my database that I have their email, that they are subscribed to email, and I have their primary address. And I got, let me start sharing my screen here. I got to be careful how I share the screen so it doesn't throw up any red flags. This is, let me see how many website hits I got in the last, I wish we could choose more than 10 on a page. So that's 1, 2, wait, hold on. All activities, home value. Oh, wait a minute. Why does it say 2 months ago? Oh, last activity, 15 hours ago. Okay, perfect. 2 months ago is when it was created. Okay, so I got, we're on page 2, 3, 17 hours ago. 4, we're still at 20 hours ago. So 5, 6, 7, and this is page 8. So I've gotten nearly 80 people, nearly 80 homeowners in my database in the last 24 hours have gone and looked at their home value dashboard. That's cool. Now what? Right? Like, so what? Right? So what, they looked at it. What do we do now? Well, now we follow up with those people to see why they were looking at their home value dashboard. What has them interested? And when I finally figured this out is when I finally started to create listing opportunities with this process. So I've been using this platform for over 2 years now. And I've been following this process of sending a home value update email to generate, to get people to go and look at their home value dashboard and potentially request instant offers, et cetera, for almost 2 years. And but like, I didn't connect the dots on how to actually turn that into business until early this year when I started adding this to the process. So for a year and a half, I would send them an email. I would send them a bump text. And a bump text is just like, hey, we sent you this email. Go check it out. And that was it. I wouldn't really do anything after that. And then when I started adding this third piece that I'm going to share this morning, that's when it started to turn into real opportunities for me. And in fact, let me look up and see here if I can find the specific example of when the first time this turned into a listing appointment, which I have now sold their property. Let me see, is this right? Ha! Yes, it is. Let's go. I found it. Good stuff. All right. So in February, I sent the home value update email. John went and looked at his home, his seller dashboard. The next day, I sent this email. You can see I sent it at 6:55 a.m. John, looks like you were checking out the value of your property at and the street address. Just curious, which of these would you say is the most accurate about why you're interested in the value? And then I've got 5 options, A, B, C, D, E, which by the way, I have all of this outlined for you. You don't have to recreate the wheel. If you want all of this, the swipe file with the email, the bump text, and then the follow-up emails. And in fact, I have a variety, a couple of variations of all of them. I have this in a Google Doc. Shoot me a DM or text me at 717-571-0456. Okay. DM me or text me at 717-571-0456. I'll give you all of this. And even better is if you're using Bold Trail, I have a share code that you can literally, like, these can be transposed, or I don't know, what's that from the Beam Me Up, Scotty? They can just be like magically popped into your account, so you don't have to type them back out or recreate anything. But this email is one of the emails follow up. So it's A, I'd like to refinance. B, I'd like to get a HELOC. C, I'm thinking about selling. D, I'd like to challenge my tax assessment. E, I'd like to remove my mortgage insurance. And John said, we would be looking at C, looking to sell around June timeframe. Thanks. I said, thanks, John. In the meantime, is it okay if we keep you posted on what homes are selling for nearby? John said, we'll be moving to upstate New York and build on our own land so we can be closer to our family. Maybe we could meet soon to go over things. Here's why I'm sharing this part of it. Even when you screw it up, sometimes you win. I should have presented this option. And John said to me, hey, could we meet? He was the one proposing an appointment, basically. I said, that sounds pretty amazing. Yes, I'd love to meet and go over things. How soon are you thinking? Would later this week, sometime, or early next week make sense? How about next Tuesday? Makes sense to me. We figured on a time, and we actually met at a Starbucks, at a neutral place, because they weren't ready to have me through the house yet. They were making some updates and upgrades. And obviously, since then, Stephen, I got your DM. I will get you that. You can DM me or text me at 717-571-0456 for that swipe file. And I won't just send you that. I have 2 other full action plans that are strategies or little sort of operating systems, action plans, whatever you want to call it, for generating more business with iList as well. I'll include those for those that DM me or text me. So let me wrap up that example, and then I'm actually going to do this work and show you, what that looks like. I ended up meeting them. We listed their property, sold it. It actually settled. I can't remember if it settled in July or August, but done deal. That was the first proof of concept, and I've generated a lot of additional appointments since then. And I want to say, I should track this better, but at least 3 or 4 transactions since I started adding step 3 to this. So basically what I had been doing for a while is 2 steps. Send them an email to get them to look at their dashboard, send them a bump text to get more of them to look at it. It gets more of them to look at it. It trains them to look for your emails, and it helps you get cleaner, better data. So I would do that sequence. David, you have the swipe file. I even loaded it into your account. So David, but thank you for texting. You have that. It's in your bold trail. And I've shared the other ones with you, but I can share those other ones again. When I added the 3rd step here, that's when it started to really create tangible results for me. So what I'm going to do, well, actually so one more thing about this. The first couple months I started doing this, I would literally manually do this one by one. Literally manually do this one by one. So I would go and look at this dashboard here, and I would go one by one. I'd start on page 1. So let me go back to page 1. And I would send a single email. I'd go boom, one at a time. Okay. And I'm going to suggest that if you're doing this, if this follow-up is to 5 or 10 or 15 or 20, that's the way you should do it. But I'm going to demonstrate how you can do this once it starts to scale up a little more for you. Because when you sign up for your iList trial, okay, one of the things you're going to do is set up your CRM integration, okay? And it integrates. It's still saying KV Core in here. They haven't changed it to Bold Trail, but it integrates with the following: Go High Level, Lofty, KV Core, Follow Up Boss, Sierra Interactive, Wise Agent, Engage, and Real Geeks. I talked to an agent who's using Wise Agent with iList in Las Vegas yesterday afternoon. He called me looking for some help with some strategy ideas, etc. So you integrate in your CRM, and then what happens is when a contact in your database goes and looks at their home value dashboard, or I could send them to the cash offer request dashboard. I haven't even done that. I need to do that. So 2 weeks from now, I need to do that. I need to send out, I don't want to do it this week because I just sent out the home value, but I need to remember, I'm making a note to myself. Week of 8/20 cash offer email blast. Okay, making a note to myself, and then I will share that on this live stream. Well, not this very live stream, but the Closers Cafe. Okay, so now what I can do, here's why this is valuable. I can go over to my CRM of choice, which is Bold Trail, and I can look for the hashtag. What is the hashtag? Let me just see here. I forget. Home value request, right? Yeah, home value request. So I'm going to look for home value. I'm going to look for home value request, and we'll see how many populate here. Hello, this is Josh. I thought it might be a buyer or seller or maybe another agent, but it was not, unfortunately. Okay, so I have 212 that came through that have this tag, but some of these did not occur recently. Okay, so some of these happened from previous engagement. So what I want to find here, why does it say last visit? Let me see here. Let me look at other. I'm going to pull up behavior things here. And I'm going to try and find one. Let me see if last active, last 7 days. Let me see what happens when I do that. Okay, 10. That's not the right one. Let me try something else here. I'm going to deselect that. View listing. We don't want that. We don't want that. Perform evaluation. Have not been emailed. Have been emailed with response. Have not been texted. Well, I may just have to send it to all of them. Or I might, if I didn't have a full docket, a whole bunch of other stuff that I needed to get through, I would probably do my one-by-one process, because though it is tedious, it doesn't take that long to send 77 one-off emails. It really does not. Okay. So, I mean, and literally what that would look like is I would go and look here. Okay. Lornetta Young. I would go and find her and I would send her the one-off email asking, and there are a couple of different email follow-ups. Okay. So there's the one that I already shared, which is basically the survey. There is one where the subject line is, what did you think? What did you think of the values for street address in your seller dashboard, so-and-so? And then number 3, first name, you're probably not ready to sell right now, but when the time is right to move on from Lead Street, will you be staying in the area or relocating elsewhere? Okay. So those are my 3. And I don't think I've used this one. Let me actually, I'm going to try and reverse engineer. I've lost track of which ones I have most recently sent. So I'm going to try and reverse engineer which follow-up. So I sent that. I can't tell from that one. I'm just trying to figure out, I try to mix up which step 3 email I send, so it's not like the same thing repeatedly. And I just don't remember which one I sent last month. Here we go. Ha! So I sent what I call the, what do I call that? The reverse psychology, right? You're probably not ready to sell right now. I'm saying sell right now, but when the time is right to move on, will you be staying in the area or relocating elsewhere? So that means it's back to the survey email. So I'm going to go back over here. I am going to clear this. So now I have 200. I think I have 212. I'm going to select all. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just take a look here to make sure. I'm gonna deselect those that I know either are like Jeff's an agent. He might even be watching this live stream right now. I'm not sure how he ended up on here. Actually, I do know how he ended up on here. He was captured through the website lead capture tool. Let's see here. I know her. So I'm just deselecting contacts that I don't want to. I don't want it to seem like I'm not paying attention. And what I mean by that is many of these, or at least some of these, I've had a pretty significant conversation with already. So I know their motivation, I know their timing, etc. So for me to send this, it actually would be counterproductive in the sense that it would almost be demonstrating to them that like I haven't paid attention or noted our previous conversations. So I'm just going through here to remove some folks. I'm going to leave Joe on there. He's the iList creator. He'll think that's he might get a kick out of that. I know that guy. Let's see here, a couple more. And once I have this set and have an idea, Doug is the investor that I actually just sold his, or just helped him buy a 2-unit. Oh, you know what I need to do? Well, I'm not going to do it now. But what I could have done. Oh, this is the. I need to change this. I need to change the status on this. We're closing on the property that I have him in for. I need to just change his status to client. Okay, just bear with me. I'm almost through here. Almost through. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to choose email, and I'm going to search. It's my dashboard. Is it this one? Nope. Let me see here. I need to find the right email template in here. Is it this one? Ah, there we go. It's that one. I'm going to deselect. I'm going to add some breaks here. And you can see I made some adjustments to this. The one that John responded to, I said sometime in 2025. And I adjusted this to make it so that it is more evergreen. And I said sometime in the next 3 to 6 months or more. So I'm going to hit send on that. So that is, and then what will happen is I'll start getting replies. People telling me what's up. And some people will tell me, I'm not interested. I was just curious or whatever. But some people will, will be like John and say, hey, look, we're thinking about selling later this fall or, after the first of the year or next spring. Doesn't matter. It's just about more conversations, because the more conversations we have, the more contract opportunities we have, the more clients and closings we have as well. Just making sure, David said. Look at this. I am setting up 5 showings for new construction cash buyer for Friday this morning. Beautiful. Love it, David. Love it. Okay, before I forget this, I need to go and change the status of Richard here. This is the the contact that is currently listed as active lead, and I need to move him to, I'm going to move him to under contract, only because, as confident as I am of this settlement happening this afternoon, it's a cash deal, it's no contingencies, no inspections, etc. I'm not. I will change it to closed when it actually is closed and settled. I don't want to put the cart before the horse there. Okay. Next up, actually, so this is the motivated home seller lead that came in overnight. So I'm going to take this call. Hello, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. This is Nick.
Yeah. Hey, Nick. How are you?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Good. And sorry to bother you at work. I appreciate you giving me a quick buzz.
I submitted this information out yesterday, knowing that I would get a phone call today, so it's all expected. I just want to let you know if you did call or text.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I mean, I guess I'd start by asking, any idea how much you're looking to get for it, or what you're thinking on it?
Just like any homeowner, I guess you want to put the most money out of it. But I understand you guys are in a business where you're going to probably take it, flip it, or whatever. I know you can't really give out the full.
Well, I will say that we're a little bit different than a lot of the cash buyer outfits in the area, in that we do that, meaning, we will buy cash as is, and we can close quick and work with you on time frame if need be, whatever the case may be. And in those instances, we may fix it and flip it, or we may hang on to it for a rental portfolio. We might bring in a partner, etc. That said, we do have full service real estate options as well. And so when I'm talking with somebody and meeting with someone, my goal is to find the right solution for them. And I'm licensed. I'm a licensed real estate agent, which means we have an ethical obligation to act in your best interest. So I try to gather information, present options, and then help you, work through making an informed decision which of these options makes the most sense given my particular situation and scenario. Well, we can, I will give you that option because that's what you requested, and we can do that. I just know that I'll say in more than 50% of the cases where I'm having these conversations, that isn't in their best, the seller's best interest. Just Yeah, no, all good, all good. So, I mean, obviously, I have some basic information about the property that I can pull up online. But can you tell me a little bit about what you got going on and what you're looking to do? I'm just pulling up the property info. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Look, like, I mean, it's the same reason some people choose to buy a townhome or a condo with an HOA that takes care of all the maintenance, right? It's the same simple or similar idea anyway. Yeah.
So getting this home, you know, I'm doing everything again. I'm not opposed to it. It's just like I'm getting older now. I'm like, I really want to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So, in April, the upstairs tub malfunctioned, faulted out, and water, it blew a water line.
Oh man.
Kitchen. Well, it's we're a countertop away from getting a brand new kitchen done. It was all covered under insurance.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so the kitchen is going to be brand new. I mean, it's looking nice, but we're just waiting on the countertop, which should be coming this week or next week. To put in and install, and then some of the tiles up in our hall slash laundry room got wet, warped, so they pulled all that, and they got to put new tiles, wood, big wood things, slats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put them in there, and then inside the one bathroom closet, there was some warpage in there, and they're replacing that. So that's all going to be done here. They said by the 17th of this month.
Okay. So next week, and the next week, kind of. Yeah. Okay.
Pending any setbacks, which I haven't heard any yet. But that's all paid for and done by the insurance.
Okay.
And again, that's not the reason why I'm selling. It's just, that was another reason. God dang it. But thank God the insurance covered that one.
Right.
That's what's like really got me like, God dang, I hate those little surprise attacks.
Yeah.
And thank goodness, like I said, this is covered under our insurance, but God forbid it wasn't, and there's like 20 grand was fee that you got to pay. It's like, I just don't anyway. So that's the whole reason why I'm like,
Sure.
put it on the market, get a buyer, possibly maybe back for 2-3 months, who knows, or I can go on here and on a blind list later. And I saw how you guys do. So, oh, well, my wife was, hey, what about something like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this house looks cool as hell. The old wood floors, the fireplaces. Yeah, but it's still cool, man. It's still really cool looking, and you could put, you could put an insert in or something like that if somebody really wanted to do that. Yeah. Yeah. And you have a quarter acre in Marietta. That's also kind of I mean that's a pretty decent sized lot for being in town. Um yep. Yeah. Looks like there's a brewery right by. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it was going to hold its value and be a good investment for regardless of how long you're there. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, but yeah, no. So, I mean, as far as numbers wise, again, you're more welcome to come and look. And I know what they say online. I don't know how accurate that shit is because again, I'm no realtor. But the website, hey, I think it says 227. I was like, really?
Yeah, so Zillow, it looks like Zillow's at 227, Redfin 241, Realtor.com 249, and then another one we use. I think those are probably a little high for our current market conditions, but I think definitely north of 200. And from unless the place is absolutely trashed, which it clearly isn't from our conversation and from these images I'm looking at when you bought it, I don't know that the typical cash buyer type investor, it's not going to be in your best interest. You don't have to sell it, and it's not you're not distressed, and the property isn't distressed. Now that doesn't mean we can't get you a very clean, we can get you a very strong, clean offer that you don't have that you won't have to do jump through a bunch of hoops or do anything like that. It just may mean that instead of settling in 21 days, it might take 45 to 60, but what you will realize in extra equity, again, just from our conversation and what I'm looking at, I would not be doing I wouldn't be doing my job correctly if I suggested, yes, you should absolutely take, a wholesale priced cash offer on the property. It just wouldn't make sense from what I see. How would you say, other than the damage that you mentioned, which again, I know I get that that's going to be resolved. How would you say the condition right now compares to when you bought it in 2020? Just generally speaking, like I'm looking at these pictures and it looks awesome, right? And I obviously understand that you guys have been living in there for a little over 5 years, but like, is there any, or are there any major? Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Oh yeah, no, totally. Especially those. Yeah. No, listen, I know exactly what you're talking about. We have they have passed a few years ago, but we had 2 yellow labs, and I can look at our hardwood floors right now and see all of their nail. Like I'm literally looking to my right and seeing the reflection of all the scratches that they put in over the years. And um, okay, so that could be, so that's not in, because I'm looking at that now. It's got the peaked roof and the low windows and the skylight. Are you guys using that like as an extra family room, or like what's that? I'm going to share exactly. I'm going to unpack all of what I'm doing here and so forth real soon. Nice. Well, we're going to get along fine because you said Eagles and you didn't say Cowboys or Giants or the Redskins or anything like that. So we're good there. Um, well, I mean, so typically next best step would be I would pop by 15, 20 minutes so I can verify in person, condition and get some current photos, etc. And then I would put together 2 or 3 options. I can tell you, just pulling very quickly preliminary info. Like I'm looking at one offer here that we'd already be able to net you 200 plus, right? And then it would just be a matter of figuring out, and us figuring out together, okay, here are 3 options and scenarios. Which of these do we think make the most sense? And I can, until I see it in person, I can throw out theoretically, but once I see it in person, I can give you a better, more concrete idea of what each of those options would look like, the amount of time and effort each would take, and the net equity to you at the end of the day. You said you're off on Friday? Let me, so that would actually be perfect. Let me think here. So I have that at 8 a.m. I could get there by like 11:30 or noon. Okay. Well, I'm going to put you in my calendar and I'll send you a calendar invite. If for whatever reason something, you had your times wrong or whatever, my afternoon that day is still pretty flexible. So if we have to move it around, it won't be a big deal. But I'll at least put it in there so I have a placeholder. And I have the NL Halterman JR at yahoo.com. Is that okay? Perfect. So I'll send you a calendar invite. I'm going to put it in for Friday at noon. And, you know, I'm going to, you know, put together some preliminary info, but then I'll be able to confirm once I can take a quick tour and verify a few things, and then we can figure out what makes the most sense for you. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. I look forward to seeing you Friday, and go Birds. Yeah, all right. Take care, buddy. All right. Bye-bye. So I wish Pennsylvania wasn't a two-party state. I don't have any problem asking other agents if they're okay with me sharing our conversations, but I had never talked to that person before, and I wanted to get an appointment, so I wasn't going to ask his permission for me to share his side of the conversation. You probably got most of the context there. What I want to do now, because I think this would be helpful, and give me a thumbs up if this would and is helpful for you, is unpack what I'm doing in that process, right? So for those of you who missed the beginning, that was an inbound cash offer request lead. He came from a Google pay-per-click ad campaign. I'm using an agency to drive Google pay-per-click to a lead capture page and process to generate inbound cash offer request leads. He came in last night. I called and texted him this morning before the live stream. I dropped my girls off and I called and texted him, and he replied pretty quickly. Basically, so I'll share the exact text exchange, right? So you can R&D as much of this as you want. So I left him a voicemail, essentially was the same voicemail. Morning, Nick, it's Josh, just left you a voicemail. Looks like you filled out some information on our site. Looking for an offer for your property in Marietta. Is that right? Yes, that is correct, he said. Right on. Got a couple of minutes to chat, or would you prefer text? I'm at work currently, but I can call you around 9 a.m. Sounds good. Bang. He calls me. We have this conversation. As we're talking, I'm pulling up some different information. Okay. So I pulled up, I have Remind. So I pull up the property in Remind. You may or may not have Remind. If you don't have Remind, you can use PropStream. growwithjosh.com/PS. You can get a free trial. And when you sign up for a free trial, make sure you email me, or you can DM me or text me, so I can get you free marketing credits with PropStream. But either way, I'm trying to collect as much information as I can. I could have also gone to RPR. I could pull it up on RPR, but I'm just trying to feed information, right? I'm trying to look at information and details so I can have an educated conversation about the property. It's a cute little house. The pictures from when he bought it in 2020 is awesome. I also went and popped in the address in iList so I could get the preliminary cash offer options for him as well. And so I'm just trying to get as much context as possible. In the conversation, he mentioned how his wife had said, you know, it looks like you know, according to online, it's worth 227. So then I could say, oh yeah, that's what, you know, right here, that's what Zillow says. And then I threw in, you know, the Redfin and the realtor numbers, et cetera, right? So now we have that as a context, as a talking point. Yesterday, Joe, the founder of iList, revealed that we have a new single close cash offer option with a company called Easy Street. And it's simple, it's straightforward, it's clean cut. With that option, I could potentially get him an offer that would net him over $200,000. Now, based upon the conversation I had with him, and when I go in, that's going to probably be my first recommendation. Hey, we could just roll with this offer. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy. Or what we could do is we could put that offer in our back pocket, and we could try what we call our 7-day stress-free home sale, which, oh, by the way, we just sold one last weekend using that process. We create an auction style environment. We generate the greatest amount of exposure, offers, showings, exposure, interest, showings, and offers, and then we negotiate the highest and best price for you. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. That was pretty cool. We have got an appointment set for us Friday, which I got to confirm this here. I'm going to say quick tour with Nick at 42 East Front Street. And I'm going to put in the location, 42 East Front Street in Marietta. We're going to go noon to 12, and I'd like to change them to 20 minutes. I like they're almost always longer than 20 minutes, but I don't want them to feel like they're making this huge time commitment. For whatever reason, anytime you add a guest, it wants to make it a Google meeting. That's probably a setting that I can turn off. I just haven't figured that out. And I'm going to point that there. And then I will confirm with him Friday morning that we're still on for that time, that day. I go and I meet with him. I get a bunch of photos so that I can submit them to the cash offer, the institutional buyers, the hedge funds that we have through the platform. And then I will present him with options. And then it's just, hey, which one do you want to roll with? Which one should we get going with? Right? So it's not that he's not then saying yes or no. He's choosing which one. It's not yes or no. It's which one. So give me a thumbs up, like the video if that was helpful, right? That might be the first time we set an appointment live with a seller on this session. Might be. I don't know. Wow. Okay. I got a number of you asking for so people are watching and paying attention, asking for the scripts and templates. So as soon as I'm wrapped up, I'll get that all to you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the email and text templates that I mentioned that I'm using with iList to actually convert engagement, website visitors into real conversations and listing appointments. You can DM me or text me at 717-571-0456. Here's what else I had on my short list to share here. Not my short list. Actually, let's do this next. I'm going to do my social posting protocol around a 2-unit that I just sold. We settled on Friday. And the objective would be to see, I was just plugging in my laptop because I'm getting low on juice, to see if we can generate more leads and potential clients. So I'm just going to dig into this right here. I was the buyer's agent in this scenario. Okay. I was the buyer's agent in this scenario. If I were the listing agent, I would be going into listings to leads and following the process that I showed yesterday. If you missed yesterday's, go back and watch yesterday. By the way, that process yesterday, I generated 4 new sellers in for free with that what I shared there. Okay, very simple and easy. I need to find the template that I use in this other scenario. Where is it? Is it here? That's not it. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So I've got a little Canva template that I use here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change this to just sold. And I need to go and get the image. I need to grab the image for the property. Why did I put bright? I don't know why I typed that in. So let me find the property. Here it is. Save as. And I'm going to go over here. Upload the image. And I'm gonna edit this a little bit. I want to clean it up. I don't know why it's so. There we go. I'm going to say just sold in Carlisle. Stretch this out. I kind of want to get it on one line. There we go. It's kind of big. There we go. There we go. All right. So now I've got my media that I'm going to use. I'm going to download that. Download that. I'm going to start at next door. I'm going to start at next door. I'm going to go post. I'm going to put in the location, 2 East Main Street. There it is. Use that location. I'm going to upload the image, which is now populated. I'm going to say just sold in Carlisle. Turnkey 2-unit property. Thinking about buying, selling, or investing, or know someone who might be? Let's chat. Go to. And I'm going to post in. I'm going to get my signature file here. And then I'm going to put in some hashtags. Carlisle, PA, listing agent, buyer's agent, real estate investing, real estate agent, realtor, investor agent. I don't know that that's gonna, and I'll even put Cumberland County, PA. Okay, so now I've got that I can copy. I'm going to post that. Then I'm going to go to the Facebooks. I'm going to switch to my business page. And I'm literally going to post the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to go. So I'm going to put that image. I'm going to paste in the text. Hit next. That's good. While I'm still here, I'm going to go to my Google business listing. And I'm going to go, once it loads up here, come on, Google, post. Put the image. I'm going to paste this in the description. Now I have to delete some of what I've got here because you can't post that. And in this case, I haven't ever done this on here, I don't think. Instead of sending people to that URL, because I just want to call, I want people to call, I'm going to hit call now. And then what happens is the button with this post is a call now button, and it rings through, and I have it connected with my smart number. Now I could have just put them to the same URL, but I kind of wanted to show a little, a little bit different. And then once this is not pending, I guess it went to edit it. Once this is not pending, I'll come back to this to see if it's not pending, and I'll show you what it looks like. The last thing I'm going to do with this post is a couple of things. I'm going to my Facebook. Here, let me go full screen again. I'm going to go to my my Facebook profile. Okay, my main profile. But then I'm going to pull up my business page. Okay. And I'm going to find the post. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share it to my story. Okay. That's easy enough. So that's sharing to my story on my personal profile, which I'm going to share it on my story to my Facebook page as well. I'll do that in a minute. Then I'm going to hit share again. And I'm going to share this into groups. And I'm going to share it into, I'm going to type in Carlisle because this was in Carlisle. And I have 4 groups that at least have, no, I have 3. One's Carlisle, but it's a weird one. So I have 3 of those, but it's also Cumberland County. And I have 1, 2 of those to share to, and it's also, we call this the West Shore because it's west of the it's west of the Susquehanna River. Jeez, my brain also got distracted by a text that came in. And okay, so I've got there. Now I need to put a little, instead of saying something, I usually just use emojis to go with it. And I'm going to do the emoji. And I'm going to do the, I'm going to put a house and down arrow. Okay, like that. And then share. Now, here is, I'm going to do one more thing. I want to share it on my Facebook page profile. So for this, as a story, for this, I have to make sure that I'm using Facebook, the Facebook app as my page. And then I go to my posts on there. And for some reason, it doesn't want to let me share as a story. Maybe I won't do that. It's not letting me share as a story. I don't know. For some reason, the share button's not there. So I'm not going to do that. But here's what I will do is I'll connect a few more dots here. So how is this going to generate me business? Well, number one, it's just impressions, right? It's just people seeing my name, etc. Number two, if they go to the URL where I'm sending them, where did my post go? Oh, here, I'll go to my profile. If they go to the URL here, this is kind of my Linktree page. They can say my contact. This page have the website lead capture script that you can use either as a standalone or an add-on. If you're using iList, growwithjosh.com/I, the letter I, LIST. growwithjosh.com/ILIST, the letter I, LIST. You can use the website lead capture tool standalone or whatever. But what happens is people that visit here, it will capture 15 to 25% of those leads. Now, if you want more context and information on what that is and how that works, you can go in the description. There is a link to our free Skool community. Go there, join the community, go to Classroom, go to Replays, and watch the replay from July 30th. Okay, you can also get it right here. And there's even a free leads from Facebook action plan. I mean, what more can I do here, people? Okay, what more can I do? All right. Last thing on my list today, I thought it would be cool. And also, very selfishly, valuable for myself to call some listing agents that have multi-unit properties that are sitting stale on the market to see if I can bring them a buyer and put together a transaction. So I'm going to clean out a couple of my tabs here. So this is a complete pivot. But I'm just finding this process to be incredibly valuable. So I'm going to go multifamily here. Hold on. Let me share my screen now. I was doing a little bit of research last night on this. So I guess I cheated a little bit in that I was doing it ahead of time. I am in my MLS. I chose multifamily, and I'm going to choose days on market 60 plus for a specific county. Okay, so these are the same 22 results I had last night. What I did, just to save myself some time, is I went through the results last night to make note of a few that I wanted to call first and foremost. Okay, so I'm going to call Chris here. Here's why I identified this one. It says it's 2 units in one spot, and then it says it's 3 units in another spot. So it is very, very possible and likely that people are skipping over this one because the price does not make sense as a 2 unit, but as a 3 unit. It could be a smoking hot deal for the right investor. So I'm just going to call Chris and see what we can do. I don't know why it's not ringing. Hello.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Chris Good, realtor with Keller Williams. If you're calling about an apartment for rent, please call the leasing office at 717-703-0243. Otherwise, please leave me a detailed message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much.
What's up, Chris? It's Josh with EXP Realty. I was calling on your 330 Julian Street. Had a couple of questions. Just wanted to clarify a couple of things and see what's going on there. I have a couple of investors who may be interested, but I wanted to have a quick chat before I reach out to them. My direct cell is 717-571-0456. Thanks, man. I am going to save his, so I'm going to save his info. I like when I reach out to other people in the industry, I like saving their info so that when they call back or on a future deal, it can seem like, oh, hey, what's up, Chris? Like I can act as if, right? I already know who I'm talking with here. Why did I note this one? This one looks rough. This roof was recently repaired. Water stain. It's been listed for 122 days. Well, I'll give it a call. Who cares? We'll just give it a call. 717-433.
Hi, this is Tim Gutschall with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. I'm unable to take the call right now. You can please leave me your name, number, and a brief message. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Tim, hey, it's Josh with EXP. I was calling on 1926 Paxton Street. Just had a couple questions for you. I have a couple investors who might be interested. If you would give me a buzz back. This is my direct cell phone. Thanks. I already have Tim saved in my phone, so I'm not going to bother saving him. This one I noted as well. Why did I note this one? Oh, that's why. Because seller financing will be entertained. So this could be fun. I'll at least see what we got here.
telephone number 61039670048 can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Mario, this is Josh Schoenly with EXP Realty. I am calling you about 121-123 Keystone Ave. Just have a couple of questions for you when you have a minute. This is my direct sell. I have a couple investors who might be interested. Anyway, give me a buzz, 717-571-0456. Thanks. So I don't have Mario saved. I'm going to save Mario D. Nena. And he is with Springer Realty Group. Never even heard of them. Springer Realty Group. All right. I'm going to call through a couple more of these, and then I'm going to have to wrap up here sooner than later, because I haven't even mentioned this. We have our weekly mastermind session, which we do on Zoom, so we can be more live and interactive and engaging, etc. I have a special guest coming on, Jesse Mills, who is going to share how to unlock the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars that are hiding right now in your database. Your database may be 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000, but I can virtually guarantee there is money hiding in there that you haven't thought about approaching in the way that Jesse's going to address. And that you can join us for free live in the Zoom room. If you don't have the Zoom link, DM me or text me at 717-571-0456. I do live stream those as well. So you can watch them live streamed on Facebook. But it's more fun if you're in the Zoom room with us. So you can pop in there if you like. Let me see here. Why did I note this one? Okay, I see why. It's got this has some interesting upside potentials. 717. Oh, maybe we'll get a realtor that actually answers their phone. Maybe.
Good morning, United Country Magnolia Realty Services. This is Trent. How can I help you?
Hey, Trent. I was trying to reach Mandy. I thought I had her cell phone, but obviously not.
She is not in. She is on an appointment right now.
Okay.
Do you want me to take a message for her, or?
Yeah. Could you have her call Josh? This is Josh with EXP Realty, and I am calling about 135 East Market Street. I had some questions for her.
Okay. All right. And what is a good phone number for you, Josh?
717.
Okay.
571.
Okay.
0456.
All right. I'm going to send a message off to her, and I will have her give you a call when she's back.
Beautiful. I appreciate it.
Yep. No problem.
Thank you much.
All right. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Next.
Good morning, United Country Magnolia Realty Services. This is Trent. How can I help you?
Hey, Trent. I didn't realize I was calling the same number. I'm also trying to reach Michelle about hers in Williamstown, her investment property in Williamstown. I'm reaching out. I've got more and more investor clients that I've been working with, and so these two caught my eye, but I didn't realize that I was calling the same. So you can, if you can add Michelle to the callback list and have her reach out when she has a minute as well.
I can actually forward you right over to her.
Oh, perfect.
I
Okay.
know she was on the road, but I'm not sure if she's at her appointment yet or not. But I'm also going to give you her cell phone number.
Is that the 836 number?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't see it. If I had taken a little bit more time, I would have seen that the appointment phone was there. I just missed it.
That's all right. But I'm going to forward you right over to her cell phone now, and then you can try to touch base with her.
Sweet. I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
Mario did call me back as well.
Magnolia Realty Services.
Wow. That was great.
Thank you for calling. You have reached the voicemail of Michelle Francisco, Realtor and Property Management Assistant with Magnolia Realty Services. Please leave me a detailed message including your full name, phone number, and the reason for your call today, and I will return it as soon as possible. If you are a prospective tenant or calling to inquire about a property that is for rent, please leave me the same information and allow 24 to 48 hours for a callback. Thank you and have a great day.
Michelle, this is Josh with EXP Realty. I am calling. I was just looking to get a little bit more info on 100 East Market Street. I have some investors that I think may be interested, but just wanted to have a quick chat before I, reach out to them about it. When you have a minute, give me a buzz back. This is my personal cell phone, 717-571-0456. Thanks. Mario called me back, so I'm going to try and get Mario. Now I got to find that one again.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, man, how are you?
All right, yourself?
Good. Hey, I'm doing some training for other agents. Are you cool if we share this convo? I mean, I'm not going to ask like personal information about the owners or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
Well, here, I'll take it. I can tell you're not comfortable. All good. All good. I got you off of speakerphone. So, I'm looking at 121, 123 Keystone. And I guess a couple of reasons I was calling. It's been, I mean, obviously it's been listed a while. I'm wondering if anything has changed tenant wise or income wise. And then I'm also curious about, seller financing, if they have any specific terms or what they were thinking as far as that goes. Well, I mean, I don't understand the question. I'm trying to gather more information to see if it will work for some of my, like I've got numerous very active investors in that area that can buy cash, but also, where applicable, creative financing obviously can help them, help their cash go farther. Okay. Okay, so 15. Okay, so 3,100 total, and they're paying the utilities. And let's see. Beautiful. Okay, that helps. Okay. Yep. Over the current full price, right? Not the original, the current listing price. Okay. Okay. What's at 380 right now? And to wrap it, what would they be looking for? I mean, obviously you and I got to get paid. But what are the sellers looking for on top of that? Do you have any idea? I'm just trying to judge the cash out of pocket that they would need. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, ballpark's fine. I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire on anything here.
So it's still cash flow. You're probably looking at $500 per door after it's all said and done. Makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to judge what would you and your partners be looking for. Let's say we came in at 400. I don't know what the balances are on those. What would they need to bring out of pocket, just so I can get a sense of? Yeah. Okay. 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 Beautiful. That's super helpful. That's all I need for now. That's great. Totally. Yeah, totally. I get it. Let me see what I can do. And if I have anybody who's serious and ready to roll, I got two guys in mind that they really like Middletown, and these numbers I think make a ton of sense. So I'm going to start with those two, and I'll be in touch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So 6. So, yeah. Well, the 2024, I'll check. I'll check to see if I can find the 20. You're thinking that the tax amount went up for 25? Well, because it looks like it's like closer to 3,100, or just south of 3,100. Okay. Okay. And that's I should have asked this, but that's not in the flood zone, right? Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Sweet. Well, hey man, I appreciate the time, and I hope to be back in touch in a day or two with some interest. Awesome. Thanks, Mario. Take care. Bye bye. That was cool. Bummer that he, I could tell his hesitation in me sharing the conversation, and there was more details that maybe shouldn't be openly shared, or whatever. But here's the gist of it. This could be a great investment property, and I legitimately have two potential buyers for this. One is I forget his first name. But so now that I have that information, I'm going to go. It'll probably not be until this afternoon, because I want to make a couple more calls here, and then I got to get some things taken care of between now and the mastermind, which Cindy, you asked. The mastermind is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you need the link to join us in the Zoom room, please DM me or text me at 717-571-0456. I lost my train of thought. The only Wednesdays that we're not there is like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I think the Wednesday, I think Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are Wednesdays this year. Or like I missed one recently because I was at the Agent CEO conference. Okay, I'm going to make a couple more calls here to agents, because I have a few more on my list that I wanted to at least reach out to. I'm going to wait on that one. I actually know that agent. I'm going to wait on this one here. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to wait on this one here, because that's going to be a lengthy conversation, because it's a little bit of a trickier kind of deal. And then this one is interesting. I'm going to call Ron. 6. Josh Schoenly calling about 647 South 29th Street. Hi, is that Ron? Ron, good morning. It's Josh with EXP Realty. I'm calling on 647 South 29th Street. I'm curious. I'm just talking with and working with more and more investors and guys that are doing some some stuff where they might even take over the business kind of deal. What can you tell me about this that I don't see in the MLS listing, and what kind of interest that you had? I see it's been, you've had the listing for quite a while. Yeah. Okay. So that it wouldn't be able to be used for some other commercial purposes. Is that what you mean? Or okay. Gotcha. That makes yeah. Fair enough. Well, I appreciate the transparency and the info. I'll keep it in mind if I have anybody that is dying to to have a flower shop. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Totally. Yep. No, I get it. Yeah, that just doesn't exist anymore. Makes perfect sense. Well, I'll keep it in mind. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Well, I appreciate the time, Ron. I'll let you know if I run across anybody that might be interested in something like that. And yeah, otherwise, hopefully chat sometime soon. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, I'm going to call two more. And then, you know what I forgot? I forgot to do my swipe for leads for the day. I'm going to make two more calls. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to catch up on a couple of things before we do our live mastermind. Hi, is that Dave? Dave, I'm sorry. I assumed you go by Dave because of the way you have your email structured. This is Josh with EXP Realty. How are you? Good. I'm calling about 30 North Front Street in Duncannon. So not in the floodplain. That's a huge plus. Rents are undervalued. I see that. You've come down a fair amount. Have there been offers and activities? I have a couple of guys that might be interested. But I'm just curious what's going on with it. I mean, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I like the blue color. That's fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Okay. Oh, you do? Okay. I haven't gotten anything on that. I saw your note here in the agent remarks. you know, they're seniors and wanting to divest. Would they consider any kind of creative structuring on it? No. Okay. Well, I thought I'd ask. Yeah, I thought I'd ask. Well, let me let me run it past a few of my guys to see if it's something that they'd want to take a run at. Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Gotcha. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, that's you're right. The square footage for 2 units is, I mean, they are definitely spacious units, no doubt. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see what I can do. All right. Thanks, David. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm going to make one more call. I think I'm going to make one more call. I think I might have already. Oh, wait a minute. No, this one's going to be a little bit more confusing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 more things. I keep adding to my. I'm going to pull up the tool that I've been using to find the active investors for properties here, and I'm going to put in the address of the property that I just called on. And I'm not actually going to do this work, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to potentially get to find the potential investors for this property. So this tool, which by the way, if you want to check this tool out, easiest is probably just reach out to me, text me or DM me, and we can schedule a time to explore the tool. It's not cheap, but if you are interested in doing more deals with investors, it could be an invaluable property. I'm going to change one other thing here. I'm going to change it to this. Let's see here. So I have, I have 7 potential investors for this property based upon just this tool. Oh, you know, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy. This is the guy that I couldn't remember his name that I need to call about the Middletown 2 unit. The guy that I couldn't remember his name. It's Sean. So I have my work cut out for me the rest of the day, but that's where I was. My goal with doing this outreach is for me to get some intel on properties that I can then reach out to these investors and give them information that is not readily available in the MLS or on Zillow, etc. Okay. One last thing before I wrap up for the day. I'm going to do my swiping for the day. So I'm going to go into swipe for leads. Where is my swipe for leads account? Here it is. And I'm gonna demonstrate how easy and simple and useful it is to change the criteria. So you can choose your criteria and you can change it every day. Now, I would not recommend changing it every day, but you can. Like there's no limitation to how often you can choose the criteria or change the criteria. So the target area needs to be city, state, or zip code. City, state, or zip code. I'm going to put in one that I have not put in before. I'm going to put in Lemoyne. I'm going to say 2+ bedrooms. Okay, 2+ bedrooms. Minimum property value 100, max 500. And I'm going to choose tax default. And I'm going to check the lead count. The check the lead count's pretty freaking dope. So there are 30. Oh, hold on. I need to save the criteria and then check the lead count. It was pulling the lead count from the previous one. So there are 22 properties available. And this is a very small area. Like this is a little town, like very little town. Okay. So there are 22 that are available here that I'm going to go into my fresh 5. And, oh, my daily limit has been reached. How is that possible? I guess it's still pulling from yesterday. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do instead, so I'll have to pull those fresh 5 tomorrow. I think because it must be less than 24 hours or something like that. But I can tap very quickly here to go through the leads. So I can go one by one. Look here, the activity feed. This is a recent update. Pretty freaking cool. So look, this is step 3 of 6 and it's tracking. I can tap this and send this email, making sure that this person got the email that I sent him a couple of days ago about the property. Why is that valuable? Why did we build that in? Because multiple touch points are how you can win over the client. Just once and done is not going to help you win the client. It's so easy to tap and send these messages. Love it, love it, love it. You can check out, grab a free 7-day trial at swipe4leads.com. Cindy, the Easy Street option seems too good to be true. She's talking about the new institutional buyer that's right in the iList platform. I think and thought the same thing as well. I had a call with them yesterday, and I would say in some cases it may be too good to be true, meaning once they do their full due diligence, they're going to knock that number down a little bit. But it's hedge funds buying properties, right? It's like smaller versions of BlackRock and whatever the other one is. So it's real. They're buying them based on cap rate. They're buying them based on cap rate, and they have a system for it. And I'm going to explore them for a bunch of clients and really stress test them to see what we've got and if it makes sense. So, all right. You can join me now in less than an hour for our Wednesday afternoon mastermind, I guess late morning mastermind, 11 a.m. Eastern on Zoom. If you want the link, you don't have the link, DM me or text me at 717-571-0456. If you haven't already, or maybe you're watching this after the fact, in the comment section, share a win and one specific action you're going to take today to grow your business. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to all 7 of those investors that I found who are buying multifamily properties near the one that I talked to David about, and I'm going to reach out to them. I'm committing to the outreach, to doing the work of calling, texting, and emailing them, and letting go of whatever the results may be. Just disconnecting from that piece of it. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow morning or in an hour.